The headlines are screaming that the machines have arrived to take your paycheck. From Silicon Valley to Wall Street, the narrative is dominated by fear. But is AI truly a job killer, or is it the most significant productivity engine since the steam engine? Today, we strip away the hyperbole to examine the cold, hard data of the AI economic impact. We aren't just looking at software, we're looking at a structural shift in how humanity produces value. While 300 million jobs worldwide face some level of automation, the story is far more complex than simple replacement. It's about transformation, displacement, and a fundamental recalculation of the global labor market. Let's dive into the truth behind the tech.
To understand where we're going, we must look at where we've been. This isn't our first rodeo with job-stealing tech. In the 19th century, the Luddites squashed power looms, fearing the end of craftsmanship. In the 1960s, JFK warned that the computer revolution would create a permanent underclass. Yet every time, technology didn't just destroy roles, it birthed entirely new industries. The difference today is speed. While the Industrial Revolution took decades to unfold, AI is scaling in months. We are seeing a 10x acceleration in adoption compared to the advent of the personal computer, forcing workers to adopt at a pace never before seen in human history. Not all jobs are created equal in the eyes of an algorithm. The first wave of AI disruption is hitting routine cognitive tasks. We're talking about administrative support, legal research, and data entry. According to recent studies, 46% of tasks in administrative roles and 44% in legal professions are highly susceptible to automation. This is a departure from previous waves that targeted manual labor. Today, if your job involves sitting at a desk and processing information, the risk profile has shifted dramatically. AI doesn't need a lunch break, it doesn't get tired, and it can analyze a 1,000-page contract in 3 seconds flat.
For the first time, the creative and intellectual classes are feeling the heat. Software engineers are using GitHub Copilot to write code 55% faster, which sounds great for productivity, but what does it mean for entry-level hiring? If one senior dev can now do the work of 3, the ladder for juniors is being pulled up. In the creative arts, AI generators are producing professional-grade imagery and copy at near zero marginal cost. This isn't just about replacing people, it's about devaluing the traditional entry-level skills that used to be the gateway to a middle-class career.
If AI is taking over, where is the money going? Goldman Sachs estimates that generative AI could drive a 7% increase in global GDP. That's nearly $7 trillion. That is a staggering amount of wealth creation. The productivity paradox suggests that while individual jobs might vanish, the overall economy becomes so much more efficient that it creates new demands we can't even imagine yet. Think back to 1995. No one could have predicted the social media manager or cloud architect as viable careers. The wealth is being generated, but the trillion-dollar question remains: who gets a slice of that $7 trillion pie? History shows that technological gains aren't always shared equally. There's a real danger that AI will accelerate the Great Divide. Capital owners, those who own the AI models and the hardware, stand to see massive returns. Meanwhile, workers whose skills are being commoditized face wage stagnation. If 10% of the population owns the technology that does 90% of the work, the traditional social contract of work for wages breaks down. We are looking at a potential scenario where the top 1% captures nearly 80% of all AI-driven productivity gains unless policy interventions are staged. The impact isn't just local, it's geopolitical. For decades, developing nations used labor arbitrage, low-cost human work, to grow their economies. But if an AI in London is cheaper than a call center in Manila or a developer in Bangalore, the ladder of development is kicked away. India and the Philippines face significant risks, with up to 26% of their service export tasks vulnerable. Conversely, AI could allow these nations to leapfrog old technologies. It's a double-edged sword, a threat to the current outsourcing model, but a massive opportunity for those who can integrate AI into their local industries faster than the West. How do we fix the displacement? Governments are debating 2 main paths:
The first is massive reskilling, spending billions to turn truck drivers into data analysts. The second is more radical, Universal Basic Income, UBI. With 12 major UBI pilots currently running globally, the idea of decoupling survival from labor is no longer science fiction. However, reskilling is a tall order when the technology evolves faster than a 4-year degree. We need a flexible education system that treats learning as a lifelong utility, not a one-time event. The cost of doing nothing? Massive social unrest and a lost generation of workers.
It's not all doom and gloom. While old jobs die, new ones are being born in the Silicon Wild West. We are seeing the rise of prompt engineers, AI ethicists, and human-machine teaming coordinators, roles that didn't exist 24 months ago. The World Economic Forum estimates that while 85 million jobs may be displaced, 97 million new roles will emerge by 2025. These jobs focus on what machines can't do: empathy, complex strategy, and ethical judgment. The future belongs to the augmented worker, the person who doesn't fight the machine, but learns to steer it.
The truth about AI's economic impact is that it's not a predetermined fate, it's a choice. AI will steal jobs, the repetitive, soul-crushing tasks that machines are better at anyway, but it cannot steal work, the human drive to create, care, and solve complex problems. As we move into this new era, our value won't be measured by how much data we can process, but by how much wisdom we can apply. The economic impact will be as big as we allow it to be, but the human impact is up to us. Stay informed, stay adaptable, and remember, the machine is a tool, but you are the architect.